Yo, what's up class? It's your boy Nitrostorm here. Welcome back to Snowbreak Containment Zone. So, while I wait for the big update, I thought it'd be nice to create a classroom for all of us to help understand the game better and in turn make your experience more, more lovely, more nice. In any case, this is Class 1 Logistics Lingo, and the main aim is to understand what do these words mean. Well, first of all, what are logistics? So if you go to the operative section, and assuming you've gone far enough into the story, you'll unlock logistics where you can equip officers. If you want to relate it to another game, for Genshin Impact, for example, they're artifacts. And for Honkai Star Rail, I believe they are called relics. Now, in any case, there's 3 pieces of them, right? You have, to simplify it, left side, middle, and right officer. And if you equip from the same squad, you will get either a 2 officer or a 3 officer bonus, depending on how many officers you have that are in the same squad equipped to the character. Now, at first, when you take a look at all of these different squad buffs, you might be a little bit overwhelmed because they're using a lot of these terms, and you might be confused on a few of them, or maybe all of them, but hopefully after this video you'll understand them all more, and maybe understand the game a bit better. But first, we'll go to the first section of this video. We have skills. So I've separated them for you and grouped them up for visualized convenience. So on the top right here, we have auxiliary skill. TLDR, they're summons. They can either attack, stay in one place to buff, etc. As long as it's a skill that summons something on the field for a certain amount of time. We have healing, so anything that gives green number to character that you can see, that is healing. It can either be direct healing from other operatives or healing from auxiliary units, right? Summons. Now let's move on to active skill. So at first I got a little bit confused on what active skill is, but then after a bit of research, I believe the active skill is the umbrella term for standard skill, support skill, and ultimate skill. So whenever you see the term active skill, it's referring to standard support and ultimate skill. And I'll go into a little bit of detail when it comes to auxiliary skill because it's still technically from active skills, right? So let's move on here. So we'll use these squad skills as examples to help understand the situation between active skills and auxiliary skills, right? So let's take a look at Phoebe squad. On the left here, you have the 3 officer squad. Each time a standard, ultimate, or support skill hits the target, increase own attack by 2% for 5 seconds, max 20 stacks. Now, I made a note here to understand it better. Active skill hits means direct damage, no summons. So even if your summon is casted using your standard skill, even if standard skill is listed on Phoebe's squad, the standard skill creates a summon, and so the damage that the summon deals does not count as standard skill hits. However, for example, if the standard skill deals damage on summon, that first hit on during that summon counts. But the hits that the damage that the actual summon does afterwards does not count for this passive. So only direct damage when it comes to standard, ultimate, or support skill hits. And then for summons, we separate that into another category here by increasing auxiliary unit strength. And then there's another one here, a healing effect for the healing. And then for this specific example, it's healing effect of auxiliary units. And then the last bit here is more for auxiliary damage. And then the 3 officer bit here is after you shoot, increases the damage of auxiliary units by a certain amount, lasts for 3 seconds. And obviously the more and if you keep shooting, it'll obviously refreshes the duration. So hopefully this will help you understand this. Now let's move on to ballistic damage. So pretty straightforward. You have standard shooting, right? So you don't aim down sight, just left click if you're on PC. And then you have ADS on the right hand side where you right click first, you hold right click and then you shoot. you get this like zoomed in view that is aimed down sights. And that's pretty much it, pretty straightforward stuff. When it comes to descriptions, sometimes they use the word ballistic, sometimes they use the word shot. From what I've seen, from what I've read in the game, I believe that when they mention shot, that's basically the same as ballistic. And then since you know what the terms mean, when you take a look at these squad skills, it should be pretty straightforward now. Alright, moving on to control effects. You have freeze, you have paralyze, and slow. I added some visuals here, of course, so you can tell from in-game what they look like. And then I added a little bit on the top right here. We do have burning, but that isn't a control effect. If you look at the details of burning effects, it's mainly just the damage over time, a dot, only damage, and it just says burning effect. But that isn't a control effect, if I remember correctly. Do correct me if I am wrong, right? But I did add it to the control effect section just in case. And now we have that out of the way. Now you understand what this squad skill does now. For example, the 3 officer, you have apply. After applying control effect to the target, damage taken by that target increases by 14% for 10 seconds, which is very nice, right? Very nice bonus here. Just a damage multiplier in terms of damage taken by the target. And then next part here, we have shield and invulnerable. Again, added some visuals to help you understand what they are. So for shield, a little blue thing will show up on your health bar. That will essentially signify that you have a shield up right now. And then for invulnerable, as you can see in front of you, it'll have like a very slight light white blue kind of glow around the character. And if you see this, it means you're currently in an invulnerable state and you can't take damage nor take any control effects and so on. And with that, these skills are now easier to understand with the shield acquisition and decreased damage taken, obviously. And for this boogie squad skill, after defeating a target, gain invulnerable effect for 0.8 seconds. And last but not least, we have damage types. So certain squad sets from logistics, they boost certain damage types, and I'm just here to just throw it all out to you, the different damage types. In terms of going into more detail, that'll be for another class. But for the time being, we have kinetic damage with white text, right? Chaos damage, that's purple. Thermal damage is like orange. Frost is blue, light blue. And then electrical, we have yellow. Well, thermal's like yellow, orange, red, right? And then from what I've heard, right, from others, apparently kinetic is the best shield breaker. Just something for you to know. And with that out of the way, we have just 2 squad skills from logistics as examples where they boost damage depending on the element, which is a very nice one. So it's a very, I would say it's like a bigger umbrella. So kinetic damage, for example, anything on your kit, on your operator that does kinetic damage, regardless if it's an active skill, direct hit damage, aim down sight, ballistic, auxiliary, all of that damage will be boosted as long as it's the same kinetic damage, right? And then same goes for the other ones. And that's pretty much it. It wasn't supposed to take long in the first place. Hopefully I explained it well. However, if you have any more questions, feel free to let me know down in the comments below. But other than that, thank you all for watching. Again, hopefully now that we finished this class, all of you are now at least more informed, or at least understand more on the game's fundamentals. But if you want more future classes, I'll do one next. I guess mainly focusing a little bit more on even further detail, but I wanted to simplify it for this class. But yeah, it's been your boy Nitrostorm. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next stream or video. Peace.